Welcome back. Hello everyone. Today we will see how we can use loop to go through some of the tasks which we tend to do repeatedly. So for example, if you have to print something again and again and that has a sequence of doing so, you can consider loop. So loop is a great way to reduce the number of lines you write in a programming language. So let's see how we can do that. So let's first consider a typical scenario where we need to build a multiplication table. So if we simply want to build a multiplication table for a certain number, let's say the number is 5, and I want to print, let's say, what is 1 into 5 looks like, okay? And then I print few of them. Let's change the sequence to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. So if you just do for few, it's the same for rest. So you can see that the 5 is displaying, and then 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it's sort of like a multiplication table. Instead of doing this way, if we want to let's say do it in a way which we have learned in collection. So let's say all nums, and then I just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All nums comes here, and then what I say that now I run a loop and I pick each of the number in I, which is belonging to all nums, and then I print them by multiplying with the number I want to create the table for. So you can either say I into num or num into I, both are same in mathematics. So if you just do it, you get to see that number. So you can see that you do not have to write these many number of lines of code. You can literally reduce. So it is basically the repeat work which you are trying to do through loop, right? You can do a lot more exciting stuff over here. For example, now let's say I want to use a string. So if I use a string s equals to Riju, and then if I just say for s1 in s, then string is also a collection of characters one after another. That's what it is in Python, right? Unlike other programming languages. But if you say s1, what it will do, it will print each character per line. So you will see that it will split my name into single character each and then print them all in one after another. So you don't have to do any special thing to retrieve this as a collection. So it is also a collection, right? Now, there could be many different ways by which you can play with collection. For example, now there is another way that when things are sequential, in this case it is 1 to 10, so it is one number, we are increasing by 1, right? We can use something called range. So if you have something like sequential in the numeric world, you can use the built-in type called range, and then I can say that range will be starting from 0 generally if you don't say anything, and stop is 10. By doing that, you are telling that, hey, you know what, you're starting from 0 till 9. So always the last one will be ignored and the previous one will be taken. So if you need to take up to 10, you should provide 11, not 10. But let's see what's the output over here. So it'll come like 0 to 9. Now, as I said that if you need to go up to 10, you need to go till 11. That's the next number. So you can just go and then print it out, and then you see that it is from 0 to 10. But I don't like this to be started from 0. So what I can do, I can say that start from 1. So you can also mention what is the start point for this? So you can see that it starts from 1, goes up to 10. Now, if you need to jump by 2 numbers, you can say what is the step, right? So how many hops, I mean, like, what is the next number? So next number will be always the number plus 2. So that's what we are telling over here in our instruction. And if I do that, then you will see 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, up to 11. Anything which is less than 11 is showing up here, because the next one will be 11, and 11 is ignored because that's the last one which is mentioned over here, right? So you can see that it is now showing. So if I just say 8 to 12, then the 11 will be displayed in my output. You can see over here, right? With this in mind, we do not need this all nums at all. What we can do, we can use this range, and we can say that, hey, you know what, I want to do the same multiplication table for that, and then I want to say this. Now it becomes a bit more elegant, because now you are not writing the whole set. You are rather calling a range and then telling that, hey, the range will be from 1 to 10. Okay, that's the range, and then multiply whatever number I provide with that range. So instead of you defining the set, you are using the range. So you can see that the condition is coming. Now, with the for, we can put a lot of condition over here. For example, when the for loop ends, what happens? So you say else, and you say print ended. Okay, and then if I just run this code, you can see that the last one will come. So it is basically exiting, but you can do some activity when the loop ends. You can also pass this, which means then you don't do anything. If you do that, you see that it is only printing ended. So let me just clear this up, and it says printed. So anything which you are doing over here, it will be ignored, and then once it is done, it will be ended. So it's not doing anything at all over here. Okay, so by saying pass, you can also put condition over here saying that, hey, if I, you can put a condition, let's say I equals 5, then print the value is 5, and then you can just break. You can just come out of it, right? If you say something like this, you see that it is just breaking it. And then instead of you breaking it, you can also put an else condition to print the value. So let's say, what are the values? So we'll see now, if there are numbers which are below 5 are all getting printed, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. The moment it says that it is 5, then it will print a special message which is coming here inside the if condition, and then it's coming out. You can just remove the break, then it will not come out. It will just simply continue, but it will continue printing other. But for only 5, it will print the value 5. So let me just clear this up, run it again, and you will see that the value 5 is printed differently. Remaining other numbers are printed normally, and it also gracefully ending the loop and then coming to a state where it is saying that. So it's not breaking away from that condition. So, but by putting a break, it will neither print this last statement, nor it will print anything which is more than 5, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I broke the whole flow. So a loop doesn't really mean that you have to complete the whole loop. You can provide a condition and terminate the loop in between and then finish it off, right? So then it becomes more practical, because if you have a larger loop, you have to probably spend a lot of time because computer need to do the calculation and it will take time. So nobody likes anything slow today, right? If you even find anything not responding, that means it is slow. It is doing something which is not giving you a great experience. So we need to make things faster, right? And to make things faster, you have to really break the loop if you don't need the remaining other calculations which are not so important for you. Hope this was helpful and thank you for watching.